Hey everybody, Jason here with Brett's Brick Builds. On this episode we have the LEGO Speed Champions Back to the Future Time Machine from Back to the Future. Kit number 77256, 357 listed pieces. A Speed Champions kit with 2 minifigures. And guess they couldn't get the rights to the name DeLorean, but anyway. Long story short, what we're going to do, this is a kit where it's like a 2-in-1. You can build the flying version or you can build the original movie version. And you can't build both at the same time, obviously, or you should have like 2 whole total cars. But anyway, what I'm going to do is in this episode, we're going to build the original movie version from the first movie. So essentially the version we're seeing here on the box. So here we are. Let's go ahead, get our box opened up. Before I open the box, one thing I think LEGO kind of missed on this. It's a minor thing, but this is kit number 77256. In the movie, Marty goes back from 1985 to 1955. And then he goes into the future, he goes into 2015. I think it's a little weird that LEGO didn't make this 77255. I think that would have made a lot more sense because here we go here, kit 77255. What does 55 have to do with anything on, Lightning McQueen? Seems like somebody in the department would have said, hey, let's make this one be number 55. That way 55 to go into the year 55. A minor thing, but one of them deals where it's like, seems somebody missed the ball on that. But let's go ahead and get into this here. And we will get the build going. Got a fair amount of glue on there. Hopefully opening up for us quite nicely. Go. And set the knife over there. And we have plastic bags in this build. We got a few decals, thankfully a minor amount compared to what probably could have gone on, but go ahead and set those over there. Got our chassis piece. We have bag number 1, which is a little odd because the 2 internal bags are paper. So still not sure how this whole paper thing's going to be working out. We've got our instruction book. Okay. Have a couple of these rubbery guys for the lining going around the outside of the car there. Around. If you remember the movie, set that up there. Got our bag 3. Got bag 5 with a sub bag 5 that is also paper. Bags here. We got a bag 4, bag 2, box is empty. Go ahead and set that over there. Sorry, just had to take a quick look. I just had a horrible thought that I didn't start the didn't hit record for a second, but we're okay. Obviously you're seeing this, you know I hit record. Bag number 1 open here. Looks like we got Doc and Marty in the same bag. Oh yeah, I gotta forewarn you, there's gonna be many terrible impressions of both characters in this video. I can't not do it. I hope we can still call ourselves friends after this has happened. But let's see what we've got here in these 2 smaller paper bags. Looks to be, I'm gonna dump these up there. Wanted to get them where they weren't quite, where they could roll all around. Sometimes you get them 1x1s, the round ones, and they want to go everywhere. Let's see. There we go. And we have other bag of goodies. Go ahead and set that down there. Let's get into the book. There we go. There's the movie. This is the old, you can build it as a group. And here we are. So first thing we'll do, we'll put Marty together here. Got the life preserver slash jacket there. Should be Marty's head. Yep. Oh, he's got two options. Okay. We'll go. I'll show you the first option. Then I know the one I want to go with, so we'll go with this. But go ahead. Head and all there. Okay. Set Marty there. Let's put Doc together. Doc also has two face options. Okay. We'll get there's his hair. Pretty good looking. And he's going to have a wrench in his hand. Let's get him on the displayer and take a look. So here they are. There's Doc and Marty. Printing on the torsos of both. No printing on the legs. Doc there looking a little rough. Marty looking a little angry or very serious. Let's take a look at the back. The back, Doc's got his radiation warning there. I'm going to turn the heads around because I'm thinking for most of the build I want more of a happier kind of Doc. And I'm going to do this with Marty. Get him turned around also, but just so you can see the torso, he's got printing on the back there, and then he's got the printing on the front. We're going to put him in his life preserver slash puffy jacket. And we'll get his hair on. And he is ready to go. So there they are with the faces I'm going to go with on the build. You've got an option. If you build this, you can go with different faces. So let's go ahead and get into this here. This should be, I'm hoping this is thinking this is going to be a pretty fun build. It's a pretty iconic car from an iconic movie. This is like there's like 2 or 3 movies. It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Great Escape, and Back to the Future, where if you're sitting at home and you're not doing anything and you're flipping channels, it's kind of like you can stop one of them movies, or you can stop at it and finish it from pretty much any point that you want to. Interesting to see how this is going to tie into the solid chassis piece. And we're building, so we got random stomach growls going on, even though I ate right before started the build. Stomach growling. Black pieces off to the side with the one stud off to the side. Almost said spacer. I don't know why I would have said spacer. here. This is going here, dark blue. Okay, and we've got this here. We've got this here. Pop that on there. Two block pieces going here. Assuming this is going to be the back. We'll see what happens. You know what happens when you assume sometimes. You got to be careful. Looks like we're going to have a kind of a stanced setup here. Couple more of these stud out the side, guys. Here. Okay. 4. The dark gray 1x2s, and we're putting one that looks to be in each corner here, essentially. As I get them lined up, got a weird shadow falling on me there. So here. Almost felt like I turned over 2 pages at once there for a second. Didn't want that to happen. Couple of these 1x1 reds. And then right at the center there. We have there. This one's going, so that'll center up over and cover that. Okay. There we are. Couple of 1x3s, the rounded edge, using the center over the 1x1 or the 1x2s. Four those. They're there. 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 Okay. What are we doing here? What are we? Right there. One blue. 1x1 going here. And then we have these 2 black tile pieces or roof slope pieces, and then this piece is going to go in the middle of those. Here. This little piece. here. This is gonna go here on there. That way. That way. Putting our gear shift in, as the DeLorean was a manual transmission, as every sports car should be. Let's go here. And this one here. Ooh. What's going on here? So, I'll tell you a story while I'm building. I saw this movie before it even came out in the theater. I was a young fella, and back in 6th grade, had a teacher who was kind of got the impression the teaching was not the first option that happened. It's just the one that he fell into after, I don't know, he's kind of a hippie guy, ex-musician guy. But what happened was, I forget if it was like the end of the week or the end of the quarter or something. And he said, tomorrow, we're going to watch a movie. You know, that's going to be after lunch. We're going to come back and we're going to watch a movie, and then that'll finish the day out. And everybody said, what's the movie? And he says, well, you'll find out tomorrow. This is back in the days of video cassettes and whatnot. So what happened was, go in to school, and, you know, after lunch, we have the VCR on the cart gets rolled in, and he says, okay, here's the deal. I got a friend who works at, in California, in LA, worked at some kind of video distribution / it was where they would process movies and, make or they would basically make the movies before they would go to the theater. And by make the movies, I mean the physical film that would be sent to theaters. Back in the days when it was physical film that went to movie theaters. So what happens is, he says, hey, I got this friend. Oh, we're on bag 2 here. He says, I got this friend who works in California at this place, and he made me a copy of this movie and sent it to me and said it's really good. And we said, what is it? And he said, well, it's got the guy who was Jim on Taxi, aka Doc, and he goes, and it's got the kid from Family Ties, aka Alex P. Keaton, played by Mr. Michael J. Fox. And he said, it's a pretty good flick, so we're going to watch it. So, watched Back to the Future in a classroom on probably maybe a 25-inch TV at the time, off of a VCR, videotape. Across the bottom it said property of whatever studio it was that made the movie. And it said, do not duplicate. If duplicated, report to blah blah. Had a phone number, and then it had the movie. So we watched the movie the whole time. So I went home from school and tell my uncle, say, hey, watch the movie today. It's called Back to the Future. It's got Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox in it. It was really, it was a really good movie. And he's like, all right, I'm going to do the decal before I put this on the car. So he said, what was it about? And I tell him, and he goes, And I think he didn't quite believe me. Then later on in the year, when the movie comes out, we go to see the movie in the theater. And we start out kind of, what do you want to say, kind of slow. He's like, all right, what's going to happen? I'm like, all right, he's going to go here. Oh yeah, by the way, spoiler alert, I'm assuming. I think this is like Star Wars. It's a movie everyone has seen, but spoiler alert, he's going to blow up the thing with the speakers. We're going to get there. The Libyans are going to shoot Doc, and it's going to be all, it's going to be crazy as everything happens. So we get about a quarter of the way into the movie, and he quits, and he goes, okay, I believe you now. Don't tell me anything else. I just want to watch the movie. So we go, we watch the movie, have a good time with that. And he goes, you really saw that movie, didn't you? I was like, yeah, saw that thing a few months back. So that's my my little Back to the Future story. I saw Back to the Future on I don't know if I would call it a pirated copy, because I think what it was a screener to send around to people in LA to either shop distribution or to whatever. Just, Hollywood people couldn't be going out to movies all the time. It was so that they could watch them, kind of like they still do now, like with the Oscars. They get screeners on those so that they can, watch them at home. They don't have to go to a theater to see anything. But that was pretty wild the way that worked out. That was like, it wasn't until I got older that I realized, oh, that was pretty interesting deal there, seeing that before it had come out in theaters and everything. So my little Back to the Future, saw it way before it came out copy. Okay, so we're doing this differently on each side. So we've got to have these, one of the blue closed top guys. That's going to go on there. And then we've got one of the little gray deals that goes on top. Oops, goes on top of that. And then we have this with a blue, and then a red. Slide these up here. This one's going on this side. This one's going on this side. One by two blue, one by two blue. One blue on top of this, as requested. And that's going to go, yes, right there like that. And another one of these with a blue on top of it. It's going to go right on top of there. So apparently we are not having an open door. We are not going to have doors that open on this. Which is kind of a shame. I would have liked to seen how they dealt with the gull wing doors that the old DeLorean had there. DeLorean, a crazy interesting read if you ever want to check out the history of that man and that company. It's not exactly what you would call a family-friendly story, but am I crazy? One there, one there. Let me look in that bag, make sure I There it is. That's why. Never throw out the bag till you're done. I was getting ready to go, holy cow. We're doing this cool build, and then I got a missing piece, but it was in the bag. Always double check the bag. All my years doing this channel, I've only once had a missing piece in any build that we ever did, so always check the bag. One of these gets a grill here. It's going to go on this side. There we are. And one of these gets some flux capacitor component situation there. We're getting into the interior of the car. I think this way is going to be the way there. There we are. Our flux capacitor there. We have, it's going to be the seat backs. Those two guys there. Pop into there. So I'll pop into there. Okay, both sides popped in. There. We've got this guy. He's going to go right in the middle. Popped in. That's pretty centered, fairly centered for what we're doing. And we're going to flip that forward. Yeah, pretty much forward. Here we have another one of these. With this, it's going to come down from the top, mixing in some Technic pieces here. It's going off to the side, facing that way. Okay, done. Then we're doing one on the other side. Push through there. Okay. 354. Two of these. Push through there. Here. That's going to go push on to the end of that. And down, and then we'll do the same over here. Down, there we go. Those two. All right. Now what are we doing here? We have this with this. It's going the same way. Go to there, forward. Correct? I think it is. Okay, so there's those two are going to go here. All right, get that centered up a little better. Centered up a little better. centered up a little better. There we go. Oh, not quite. All right. Push that piece through, push it down as far as it'll go, and that's about as far as it'll go. A lot of spares in that bag. Slide that over there. And bag 3. Bag 3 here. Looks like this is going to be a lot of the accoutrement, the wires and stuff stuck along the outside of the car. All right. Make sure that one's actually empty. That one is actually empty, so we don't have a repeat of before. Let's see, we've got a pair of binoculars. A pair of binoculars, which I think they're using as like a double for the intake that was on the top, if I remember correctly. There they are. And 1x2 piece with the centered stud. That's going to go right in the middle. There we are. These 2 guys, there's going to be one on each side. One there. Let's get one on the other side. Central piece here. Going where it belongs. Pieces in there, pushed in there. Should that go in further or not? I'm gonna push that any farther. I feel like it's gonna break if I keep pushing on that. Okay, these guys with skates, round part of the skate facing upward. One going there. Okay, and then we're going to do the same. Another skate. They use those skates in a lot of creative ways on some of these builds. Okay. Here we need a cheese wedge, black cheese wedge piece going toward there. Okay, and then we're going to do the same cheese wedge piece, cheese wedge piece. There we go. This one's going to be here. Okay. These guys, each side here. Definitely Shaping up to look like the DeLorean motor car. On each side and the back. And then we've got these flat angle pieces. It's going to go here. And then one is going to go, as soon as I find it, here. All right, bit of a sub-assembly. To get that here, this, and there's a clear one. And then 3 reds. Oops. It's hard. Those are all lined up pretty good. Sometimes it's a little difficult to get those when they are one by ones, to get them all squared up, parallel, perpendicular with each other. Those feel pretty good. Less than the other. That's a little better. Two. There we are. We have these going on each end. So you got the backup light, the brake light, and then essentially the turn signal lamp, amber turn signal. That's a pretty good representation of the rear of that DeLorean, I gotta tell you. Sub-assembly again. One of these, one of these, 2 of those, and then 2 of these solid pieces. So we are this way, whoops, this way with these. This is coming up see why it didn't have me just do 2. These are the same on either side that they go on. I don't fully understand that. Again, really good looking representation of that look of the car from the movie. Had me do it separately. These are both the same on either side. I'm not sure about that instruction decision there. There we are. Whoopsie. This piece going on the side here. It's going to be this one going this way. This piece with the black stripe at the top. It's going to go on this side of the car. We have to put this decal on. Number 4. Sheet be at the end, so I can put it at the top. A little square. Little square. I think that looks pretty good. Go right here. Okay. I assume we're going to do an opposite hand. Yes, we are. This with this. Straight piece part there, and then we will get decal number 'Hold on to the edge again. A little crooked, but not horrendous. Nothing obscene. There, and we are on to bag 4. Right, empty again. Again, and that's going over toward that side. A square L there. 2x4 flat plate there. And we have flat plate. And we have one black piece, and then these are all that itch behind my ear there. That was came up quick. 4, and then let's see there. Decal number 2, which looks to be, from what I'm seeing, showing me the thicker part of the stripe on the bottom. And decal number 2 is twice here, so. This piece, or this decal on. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, that's gonna go there. That one's up pretty good, actually. Not bad. Not bad. I'm sure I'll pay the price on the other side. Shape of the DeLorean coming together. Mirror, the rear view mirror or mirror, depending on your accent and pronunciation. Okay. There. Okay. And then there is a piece here across the front. Steering wheel setup. Okay. It's not the traditional steering wheel, it's the one where it kind of comes straight out of the front there. That's going to go up here. Then we have, give you a look at this piece. There's the time circuits. See, 1955. Why didn't they make this kit number 55? There we are. That's going to go right there. Centerpiece of the console. Then we have this piece here. I'm going to put this on the displayer, and then I'm going to put the decal on it, and then I'm going to put the piece in the car. Still struggle a bit with decals on black because sometimes it's hard to see them, but that came out pretty good there, actually. Not bad at all. Now we're going to do our piece on the other side here. So we're going to go with, it's going to be a black one first, and then the rest of these are the grays. And we'll put our sticker on it. There it is. And decal again, the thicker side to the bottom. There. Stripes lining up pretty good. Pretty good. Not perfect. Pretty good. We'll take pretty good. As long as it looks good from the street on a galloping horse, it's okay, as an ex-coworker of mine used to say. Page, the side mirror. Okay. I got that all screwy. That should be going that way. Had that 90 degrees the wrong way. Okay, sub-assembly. Get all these guys on here. And we'll put one going that way, one going this way. Just realized at this point I haven't done any terrible impressions. Doc or Marty. So you've been saved from that. Two of these with two of these. These are both going to go this way. Here we have one. Oh, that's gonna go. Okay, let's see what's happened here. Whoopsie. It's gonna be. I looked right at it and did the exact same thing that I should not have done. This goes here. This one goes here. And this goes back this way. This goes this way. Another one by one with the blue. And this is going to go right here as like one big assembly. So now we've got like the front of the vehicle coming together for us. A lot of block pieces in this build for usually don't see that many for a Speed Champions kit. Here. That's going there. Funny. Got a little 88 here in the book. Don't know why there is. Bag number 5. This is kind of the grand finale here. All right. Actually empty. Canopy. I honestly thought the canopy was going to be in the bag. It's just a bit of a little scuff there. I noticed that on the last few Lego kits I built. A lot of the windshields have like a scuff or a what would you call it? A ding or a scratch or something. Wish they'd go back to kind of putting them in their own bag sometimes. There. Alrighty, so we've got a lot right here at the beginning. 4x4 flat top plate. There. there, all right. Oh, I see what we're doing. Okay. Got this piece, and then we're going to have a hook there. And then we're going to have a piece there, the cheese wedge piece. I did read one time one of the reasons that a lot of the movie is filmed at night was because when they started filming, Family Ties would not, or whatever network it was on, was it CBS, NBC? I can't remember. But whatever network the show was on, they absolutely would not shoot around Michael J. Fox. He had to do his full day, and then they would go and shoot like parts of the movie at night. And what's her name? Meredith Baxter Burney, who played his mom on the show, said she would go by his apartment to pick him up, and she said he'd be like barely awake, or she would hear the he'd be like, "Oh, down in a minute," and then he'd like jump into the shower then, and just a crazy what do you want to say, just a crazy setup of making a movie. It's a little weird, got a little bit of a gap there between the windshield, but I guess that's okay. Let me look at the, yep, that's how it is. Every once in a while you got to take a look at the box. Never be afraid to take a look at the box, kids. Sometimes you got to take a look at the box and see if you're on the right track. So that's what I was doing. This here, we're doing this twice, so let's be on top of it. Oh, that's the license plate, so it's not that one. It's this one. There's the future license plate. Also, anybody ever notice that when it leaves with fire, and when it comes back, so the car leaves with fire, with the flaming tire tracks, and then when it comes back, it's covered in ice. So, little detail, maybe didn't notice that. I mean, you probably noticed it. I'm not kidding. These are not deep secrets I'm giving out here. I need later. There we go. There they are. Okay. And here. There. Yeah, I'll tell you, for something this size, the amount of detail they've been able to put in here is pretty good. Sometimes on stuff, when you get something real small, it's like the scaling doesn't quite work, or something doesn't look right. But so far, just about everything on this has been pretty dead on. Okay. These guys that are going to go here. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. That was one of them ones. It popped in there, as you heard, with an authoritative snap. But getting it in there was a bit of the is this going to work out okay, kind of, you know, thing. So far, so good. Got the headlights there. So that's like that. And we got the darker gray cheese wedge pieces. There, and then another one here. Okay. Two rounded guys coming around. Something to do with the time travel circuits. We have this piece is going to go on here. This is also going to be our last decal. The DMC decal. Ooh, okay. This, I want to make sure I get it centered. Or my best approach to center. Well, it's actually far from perfect. I'm going to say okay for now. Yeah, it's a little crooked. Is that sticking off the edge there? It's all right. All right. Really wish that would have been a printed piece. But it is not. We have it's going to go here. And then this little square one is going to go here. Inadvertently did the wrong side first, but that's okay. So if we do the right side now, that being there, this piece here, and then this piece there. Put that on both sides. Very good. Really coming together now. This to go. These. It's going to go here. And there, and then I see. We're going around and under. There. Honestly, we got a lot of slack on the bottom there we need to take up. There. Here. Get that on there, so that's a bit of a trip there, getting that around there. Okay. these guys. Both going to be the same, so we will those in. They have to go on that side. We have this situation here. What's going on from there? Over the back. And then we got two of these guys. One's coming up to here. And this one is coming up here. Tilt that back. And then this one is going to go here. Very good. Next thing we're going to do the opposite. Yep. Same on this side. There, come around here. Here, and that's going to go up and over to the red one there where it goes on. There we are. Okay. Whew. That is a bit of a trick fishing that around there, but it's done and done. The rest of these. Hammer pieces on here. Up here. Here. These two guys, I don't think I've ever seen these pieces before, but they are going to go around here, or in there, and then to back there. That's going to be on both sides. Okay, let's go ahead. Pieces set here, and we will get ready to do the completion. All right, so we've got this. If you want to do this, page 122. If you want to do this, page 128. We're going to page 122. So this here. On top, we have the little yellow thing where they dropped in plutonium. It was plutonium, right? Was it uranium? I think it was plutonium. To get the 1.21 gigawatts. We've got our out-of-time license plate. It's going to go on the back there. We have the hook. So it's going all the way in there. So we can catch the tower when the lightning strikes. Marty can go, Doc, Doc. Which side is which? Okay, this side is here, and then this is the wheel. All right. here. And then we have the wheel. This side is here. Wheel. And this side here. We have the wheel cover. Go ahead and oopsie, that's a little delicate. All right, we'll fix that in a second. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead. Pop the canopy off. Take Marty, put him in there. There he is, he's in there. And let's go ahead. We'll pop Doc in there too. Marty, you gotta get out of here. The Libyans are coming, Marty, the Libyans. And put the canopy on. And there it is. All right. Let's take a closer look. Got the side view there. Got the, I don't know what we call it, antennae or the electrical hookup so it can go. We got the yellow piece right there where they had, remember you had to take it and turn it and then we go and suck it in there. Got the out of time license plate on the back. Marty and Doc in there. There's nothing really on the bottom. It's just kind of everything, you know, lining up to make everything else happen. You got the wiring that runs along the car there on the side. Both sides pretty much the same. A lot of detail to the back compartment. See there? So that was it. That's a pretty good representation of the DeLorean. I am disappointed with myself on how crooked I got that decal. But what else you gonna do? So that is it. That is Lego kit number 77256. Still bugs me. For the Lego Speed Champions Back to the Future. Time Machine from Back to the Future. 357 listed pieces. 2 minifigures. This is the original movie format. And we will be back soon with some more new builds. This one is listed as being back in stock on the Lego website sometime in February. I just happened to be at the store, walked down the Lego aisle and picked it up. They had 2 of them, so I just went ahead and grabbed one. If you'd be so good as to hit us with a like and subscribe, would appreciate it. Helps us out, helps you out, helps the channel out. We'll be back soon with some more new builds, and we'll see you then.